Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to another portfolio update video. I just wanted to update you. I know I said on Saturday or Sunday whenever I made my last video that I would update the Google and Tesla earnings, so that's what I wanted to do. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. Before we get into the video, if you could do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button down in the right hand corner, it would just definitely help me out, help me continue to grow the channel. So you can see here over the last 3 months, we are up $2,721, so a little over 22%. So the portfolio has just slowly been on this continuous grind up. You can see here since July 7th, a lot of that has been due to the crypto, and then just some of the stock positions going in my favor, which is good overall. We can start initially with just looking at the overall market. I probably sound like a broken record from past videos, but I don't have a lot of updates as far as any plans to um, you know, continue to buy aggressively at these levels. Could be wrong. We could still be, in for significantly more upside. I just don't think we are. So I've kind of hit the brakes as far as buying more shares in the companies that I own right now. As you can see, as far as QQQ, I did have, if you watched my last video, I had a put spread. I closed it for, I think, like a $2 loss. And you can see here, NQ, since I took it, I think I opened the position on the 17th, which would have been, I think, last Friday, Thursday or Friday. And the position initially went in my favor here, and then we had this big candle today. I just said, you know what, the position isn't working out what I thought. Got out for like a $2 or $3 loss, pretty much break even. Moved on to the next trade. There's always another chance where I could try and open a hedge position, but for now, I don't have anything open as far as options. So that's where I'm at with the market right now. I don't really see anything that I'm too set on, or that I see that would be an obvious setup to buy some puts or short the market from a futures perspective. As far as my current position, so we'll start with crypto. Didn't mess with anything with Ethereum since Saturday or Sunday when I made the last video. I still believe that this could be in for a decent little pullback here. I mean, we had this massive run from 2100 all the way up to 3800. That's a pretty big run in a matter of a month. So there could be some consolidation. I wouldn't be surprised to see this possibly come back down to this 2800 level possibly in the future, and then maybe make one more push up toward this trend line to see if it can break and then eventually test this all-time high up here around 4800. So that's still in the cards. Ripple, don't love the chart as much. I really would have liked to have seen this all-time high here back in January of 25 hold here. You can see that we tested and we were trying to bounce and keep moving higher, and then we had this big nasty red candle down. So we'll kind of see what happens. I'm still holding the position. I did trim a little bit up here, somewhere around the $3.52 level somewhere. I just took 25 off though, so it wasn't anything crazy. But I don't have any plans to add on this right now. I haven't really sat here and looked at the chart and figured out where I'm gonna look to add. But let's get into some of these earnings plays. So you can see here, once again, Tesla poked its head over this trend line. 1, 2, 3, and now a fourth. This candle yesterday looked really good. I really thought maybe if the earnings could be just within line, that we could get a real big push, maybe even a short squeeze. But you can see here, sellers are still kind of in control here. Based off this candle right now, I wouldn't be shocked if the market overall starts to pull back to see this continue to slide. You can see here I connected from the April, this was April of 24. So this was when the market had a pullback last year and then bottomed. Tesla bottomed at that same time. I attached a trend line from there to the low from this April's low. So, there's a chance that in late August, September, we could see this 240, 250 possibly a share. I'm not going to touch it until I see it come down to an area that I want to buy it. If it gets down to this level, I'll be down significantly on the position. I own 12 shares at around the 13, I think it's $313.68 or something. So somewhere up in here, right around this green line or a little bit above it. So I'm pretty close actually to break even now, almost on this position. I'm maybe up a little bit, if anything. Let's see. Yeah, I'm up 30 bucks. You can see here as the position's going against me. But I'm still holding the position. I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to sell into this weakness here. I could possibly look for a bounce if I want to get rid of it, but I'm looking long term, 10, 15 years from now. So we could be in for a little bit of pain on the position for a little while before this, this turns around, before numbers start getting better, before robotaxi and, robotics that they're doing start to really, play a bigger factor and the market realizes those things. But right now, the market didn't like the earnings. It's selling off. We can't do anything about it. So we're sitting on our hands. I don't have anywhere that I love that I would possibly add. So we'll see. As far as Amazon reports next. I think this is next Wednesday or Thursday possibly. Chart still looks good. Haven't added anything in this position. Google reported. I do like that the fact that it has this big wick down here. It told me that price came down. I'm going to put this on a 15-minute chart here. Price came down. Sellers tried to push this down, and immediately buyers stepped in to buy this back up. I'm going to go back to the 24-hour chart now. It's hard to say. It's hard to say if Google has enough momentum to really keep going and test this all-time high at 209, or if there's going to be some consolidation, a pullback. I do have this trend line that was from the April low. You had one test, another test here. So, realistically, if we could get a pullback and test this trend, this resistance line, you can see here resistance, resistance, and resistance, and then also hit the trend line at the same time, I would possibly add more shares there. But right now, not touching the position. Excuse me. I'm up $272 right now. I just have 14 shares. It's nothing large yet. I've been putting money into the account and slowly waiting for a pullback, some consolidation, something that tells me that I should put some money to work. As far as AMD, it's just been resilient. I trimmed some at this 161 level. We'll see what happens here. That was the gap that I had told you guys about here that got filled. Next gap fill, it's still not completely filled technically if you draw it from the body candle and not the wick, would be up here at this 177. I find it hard to believe that AMD gets up there before a significant or decent little pullback, at least to this 133 level again maybe. But I'm going to let it ride until I see something that tells me, hey, let's get more aggressive, let's buy more shares. I'm just going to let the position go as it is. Lastly, Oscar looks great. I held through some pain. I liked the chart. I knew there was no reason to sell. I don't remember if I added 25. I added 25 more shares, but that was on the 18th. I don't know if the video that I had made, I had updated you guys on that, but I think I did, that I had bought 25 more shares at 1307. So the reason why, if you didn't watch the last video, was this last gap fill down here. This gap fill was from earnings on May 6th. You can see here I had this blue line set up, 1307, and I had a limit order sitting there. I bought the shares, I believe, here on the 18th. Let's see. Yes, so 25 shares, 1307 on July 18th. And you can see now that price yesterday, they came out and they reported early earnings, like guidance basically. You can see that it came down, tested this trend line that I also had talked about from the October 23 low, and then from the April low, came down, tested that. Very nice wick showing that buyers stepped in. You can also see massive green candle, one of the largest volume candles that Oscar has had. So most of the time, not all the time, when you're seeing massive volume on a down move or massive volume in an up move, it usually indicates that that could potentially be a potential bottom or top in the stock. Doesn't always have to be the case, but those are big things you look for. So I'm looking now. You can see also the other thing that I love is that Oscar's back above its anchored VWAP. So the anchored VWAP from the all-time low back in December of 22, there it also reclaimed yesterday and then came back. You can see here, tested by this wick from today and pushed even higher. The name was beaten up pretty bad, so I knew a bounce was coming. The question is, does this have momentum now? Are sellers exhausted? Are buyers going to step in and completely take control? I don't know. We'll see what happens with the overall position. I have 150 shares, so it's nothing crazy, at 1668. It's 14% of the portfolio, so it's decent. It holds a decent weight in here. I think that there's going to be some possible consolidation, maybe between the $16 and $17 range. And then maybe later in the year, towards the end of the year or something, maybe we come back up here and test this 21 and break higher and really start to move in the right direction. But for now, we'll leave the position as it is. If it comes back down and tests this anchored VWAP after showing more upside and then a healthy pullback, I might continue to add to the position. But for now, I'm going to leave it at 150 shares. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the overall market. Like I said, I'm still a believer that, we're eventually going to have some form of a pullback. I'm not sticking my neck out there right now and buying stuff at these extended levels. I'm sure there's a lot of really great plays that you could play right now, catch-up trades, things like that. Just not what I'm looking for as of right now. I think once we have a little bit more of a pullback, things reset. I think that there is a possibility that I would get more interested in buying more shares and things like that. So, but we'll see what happens. I'll probably do a video over the weekend just to keep you updated on what happened tomorrow and Friday, and then we'll go from there. All right.